The Twitter bombshell that really was not. So let me explain the backstory on this. Twitter owner, seems weird to say that, but yes, Twitter owner Elon Musk started teasing and promoting a big bombshell related to censorship and free speech, Hunter Biden, and so many other things. And apparently, the exclusive story was given to journalist Matt Taibbi. And so Matt Taibbi published, and we're going to put it up on the screen, a tweet thread. What better way than to break a story about Twitter than with a tweet thread? Matt Taibbi tweeting, thread, the Twitter files. Now, one important thing to mention, and you can decide to what degree it matters to you, is it's logical to say, why did Matt Taibbi get this story? And if you look at his Substack, he says he had to agree to certain conditions in order to get this story to begin with. So we're going to evaluate whether this is or isn't the bombshell that it was expected to be. But he says he had to agree to certain conditions to get some of the materials. And rather than explaining those conditions in the Substack post, he simply says, I take my job and journalism really seriously, and you've got to trust me. You've got to trust me. Okay, so let's go to the Twitter thread. And when you look at it, he writes the Twitter files. What you're about to read is the first installment in a series based upon thousands of internal documents obtained by sources at Twitter. The Twitter files tell an incredible story from inside one of the world's largest and most influential social media platforms. It is a Frankensteinian tale of a human-built mechanism grown out the control of its designer. Twitter, in its conception, was a brilliant tool for enabling instant mass communication, making a true real-time global conversation possible for the first time. In an early conception, Twitter more than lived up to its mission statement, giving people the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. As time progressed, however, the company was slowly forced to add those barriers. Some of the first tools for controlling speech were designed to combat the likes of spam and financial fraudsters. Slowly, over time, Twitter staff and executives began to find more and more uses for these tools. Outsiders began petitioning the company to manipulate speech as well, first a little, then more often, then constantly. Now, I'm not going to go through every single one of the tweets of his thread. We're linking to it, and I encourage you to look at it. But the long and short of it is that what this bombshell exposed is that people in the Biden campaign team, Joe Biden campaign team, this was 2020 when Joe Biden was not president. He was running for president and Donald Trump was the president. Members of Joe Biden's team would ask their contacts at Twitter to remove what is essentially revenge porn of Hunter Biden. We're talking about nude images of Hunter Biden, which were being shared without his consent. Now, is it controversial or problematic that there was a back channel being used? In other words, the tweets that contained the material of these images of Hunter Biden, which are against Twitter's terms of service and are illegal in almost every state, revenge porn, nude images shared without the individual in the picture's consent. Is it a problem that there was a back channel used rather than the public reporting system? Maybe, and we can certainly talk about that. But that is not a bombshell. That is not a bombshell. And so this again collapsing into not a non-story, but not a very big story at all. They're talking about, oh, this violated the Constitution, for example. There's nothing constitutionally even involved here. And legal experts quickly explained that it's not even a government suppression of free speech because it was the Biden campaign. It wasn't even the government saying, hey, you've got to act and remove these images, which, by the way, violate your own terms of service as well as just about every state law. It was a campaign rather than the government. So that is the story. And you can be the judge as to whether it is a controversial story or not. Now, I want to address one other element to this story, which is that there are those on the right claiming that even me personally, that we on the left are defending Hunter Biden or running interference for Hunter Biden. I really couldn't care less whether Hunter Biden goes to prison if he is found guilty of some crime for which he is charged after being investigated. That's it. The problem with these stories is that, number one, this particular story is about revenge porn and content that violates Twitter's own policy. So this is not a story that is really where you're going to get Hunter Biden. And then with regard to other Hunter Biden stories or allegations, he is not involved in the Biden administration the way that Jared Kushner was, the way that Ivanka Trump was, and others have been. And so if you can charge the guy with something, if he did something illegal, by all means, do it. Charge him. I don't know anyone on the left who says, oh, no, he should be defended or whatever. But it is becoming that which the right says is constantly wielded against them. It's becoming a witch hunt. And Republicans plan to investigate Hunter throughout their coming 2 years in control of the House of Representatives. Absolutely bonkers. The truth doesn't matter. They've decided this guy is their target, and so that's what they're doing.
I've had such trouble finding a great razor where I am not cutting myself or getting those nicks on my skin, which are so common with the cheap disposable razors. You have to meet our sponsor, Henson Shaving. Henson actually manufactures parts for the International Space Station and the Mars rover, and they are bringing that exact same precision engineering to the shaving experience. It hurts when you shave because blades extend too far, and thus they wobble slightly. But with their aerospace-grade CNC machines, Henson is able to make metal razors that extend just 0.0013 inches. That's less than the thickness of a human hair, which means a secure, stable blade with a vibration-free shave. It also has built-in channels to evacuate the hair and the cream. No more clogs, no more rubbing your thumb on the razor to get the hair out. I use Henson at home. Shaving is a great experience now. Henson wants to be the best razor, not the best razor business, which means you only need to buy it once and it's awesome. Go to hensonshaving.com/Pacman, add a razor and a 100-pack of blades to your cart, then enter the code Pacman to get the 100 blades for free. That is a 3-year supply. The link is down below.